We, the people in the house. Yeah, this is sis. Check it. This is the United States private enterprise free state with another public announcement. Gather in all my people. I can see you. What's up? Yo, to all my people up in the chat. Peace to all of y'all in the private chat. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So check it. We got some good material for you people. You know what I'm saying? Some great material. You know what I'm saying? Hit them up hard. Hit them up. You know what I'm saying? All you mofos better duck straight up. The United States Enterprise Free State is in the house. Officially in the house. You know what I'm saying? You got a mini nation out there, micro wiki, mini nation. Go enlist your court. Go enlist your nation, go enlist your state, go enlist your country, put it on the record. That's what we do. Okay? Here at the United States private enterprise free state. Hoodwinked. You know what I'm saying? We all have been hijacked, hoodwinked, bamboozled, for real. According to 12 USC 378, after the expiration of the year after June 16, 1933, it shall be unlawful. So, according to 12 USC 378, after June 16, 1933, under that USC code, everything that they have done was unlawful. So you may want to go look up 12 USC 378 while you on this live right now, because this is very important. Why you have been hijacked, hoodwinked, and bamboozled. You better go and check 12 USC 378. And I'm going to say it one more time. After the expiration of the year after June 16, 1933, it shall be unlawful. Basically, all the securities that you've ever had, all the everything the bank's done, all the derivatives, anything that you can imagine, down to the SSA, okay, they have all been unlawful according to 12 USC 378. Now, 15 USC 1, is dealing with trusts in the restraint of trade illegal penalty. So basically, in 15 USC 1, every contract combination in the form of trust or otherwise, or conspiracy in restraint of trade or commerce among the several states or with foreign nations is declared to be illegal. Every person who shall make any contract or engage in any combination or conspiracy hereby declared to be illegal shall be deemed guilty of a felony, and on conviction thereof shall be punished by fine not exceeding $100,000 if a corporation or if any other person $100,000 or by imprisonment not exceeding 10 years or by both said punishments in the discretion of the court. So basically 15 USC 1 is telling you that every contract combination, go look up what combination means. So basically they're saying that all these contracts have been combination contracts, and most of the contracts have been one-sided contracts. Peace to all my people out there. Peace, peace, peace. Now, you should care because anyway, all these contracts, they're combination contracts. Some of them are unilateral contracts, like the Social Security card, the SSN card is a unilateral contract and it creates securities. You signed it, the back of it. Now it becomes a security that can be monetized. And according to 12 USC 378, that is unlawful after 1933. They should have stopped it, but they didn't. You have banks. When you sign the contract to open up a bank account, it's a one-sided contract. The bank never signs. You sign. Why? Because it is a trust contract combination. So every contract, every bank contract is a combination. Every trust contract is a combination. So basically, meaning that when you signed to open up your bank account with Chase, Chase became your trustee over your account. So you're allowed to take out whatever you put in, and you can go over a certain amount if you overdraw on your checking, because it's a trust account. And to show you how true that it is a trust, when you set up your own accounts in the IRS, you have to sometimes set up the trust. And you can set up any account as a trust. So basically, every contract that you have signed, credit card, anything, you use 12 USC 378 and 15 USC 1. They will have to run because you have just lit the fire and the bomb is going to explode. There's no survivors. They either will shut that shit down, remove all debt, send that shit into the motherfucking, into the credit bureaus, all three of them, 12 USC 378 along with all your debt, and 15 USC 1 with all your debt that are obligations of the United States. They have to remove everything, because everything after 1933, it shall be unlawful. And you see why they had to keep niggas ignorant and teach you their way of life, because if you was learning law and constitution and treaty and international, domestic, and all types of other laws, we would have been saw 12 USC 378 and 15 USC 1. So, my people, the United States private enterprise free state is always dropping the drop. We got that private bankers class. That's a 2-hour class. We got that postmaster class. That's a 2-hour class. We got that secured party class. That's a 2-hour class. We got the family crescent class. That's a 2-hour class. We got the judge class. That's a 2-hour class. My people, here at the United States Private Enterprise Free State, it's lawful. Okay, that is the most information that you really need, because these unlawful acts have been going on. If you look up how long Chase Bank has been in existence, for 225 years, they have a lot of people to pay back, straight up. And that's karma for stealing people's money for the past 225 years. That's karma on the bankers and on all the people that worked throughout Chase that knew about the scam and the hoodwink and the bamboozle. All of it is karma. If they don't receive the karma, their children receive the karma. If their children don't receive the karma, then their family members will receive the karma, because that is downright dirty. Wells Fargo has been in business for longer than Chase Bank. Karma to Wells Fargo and all the bankers that own Wells Fargo. Karma. Now you also have karma on what is that? They got all these other banks out there. And another bank has been in business longer than Citibank. All of them got karma because they have been using 12 USC 378 against we the people. They have the major banks have been using 15 USC 1 and 12 USC 378 against the people. It is unlawful. The acts were unlawful, and they knew what they were doing, but they continued to do it because we the people were ignorant and did not know. So fuck that fraud. And there is no limitation on fraud, my people. There is no limitation on fraud. So there should be a line of people putting their paperwork together and getting this 12 USC 378 in and 15 USC 1 in, especially on the credit bureaus, all of them. Experian, you know what I'm saying? Equifax, all of them niggas. All of them, these codes, these laws that are lawful go to them to make them remove all your debt on your credit report. Okay? Straight up. The cat is out the bag. Now, niggas need to be purring up and going to do their due diligence and getting what's owed to them straight up, because the longer you sleep, the longer they stay in charge over you, waving magic wands to knock your ass back out, to go back to sleep so you never wake up and learn what's really been happening to you, how they just kill off all types of families, with these fucked up fake ass diseases, shooting people up with all type of viruses that, on a perfect planet, in a perfect world, until a portal opened up and demons came rushing through, because you know what demons do. All they do is plunder and steal assets, wealth. That's what they do, because they know that assets and wealth is the only way to build a nation, to build a country, to build a state, to build anything that you choose to build. It takes currency. Currency could be anything. It could be the muscle that you use to build. That's currency. So basically, what you trade your so-called labor for, because we don't earn a living. Fuck all of that. These people have reworded everything to hijack, hoodwink, and bamboozle you. So, if you choose to be hijacked, hoodwinked, and bamboozled, it's on you. But there are so many people out here that are telling people the truth. And the truth, as it is said in the Bible, will set you free. So, if you are out there and you are seeking truth, then you know that once you receive what you've been taught and taking this process to however whatever levels you want to take it to, then you know you really can't be hoodwinking and bamboozling niggas in this game, because you will have to refund back niggas their money straight up. So my people, it's time to, wake up, wipe your eyes out. You may have too much coal in your fucking eyes. You know what I'm saying? Take the blinders off. It's time to, wake up. Right to travel. 41 CFR 392-9.1. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit that you need to know. And when you try to start to know, then maybe you can get somewhere, like 31 CFR 357.0. You know what I'm saying? Entry book systems. You got 31 USC 357.20. Okay? You got commercial book entry system. So basically, you got FR, operating circular 10. A lot of people know about that one. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of codes that you need to study that have to be in your paperwork straight up. So, credit cards like Capital One. If you send that code 12 USC 378, 15 USC 1 on Capital One, on Bank One, on any other type of credit card companies, present your case right, paperwork done up right, they have to remove it because it was illegal. They have been monetizing off of it, securitizing off of it. They've been catching dividends off of it every fucking 30 days. Okay, anytime you're on a payment plan, you better believe that if the payment plan is every 30 days, that means they collect a dividend every 30 days. They have already securitized it. So that dividend is hitting their bank account every 30 days, however much it is. And that's on any bill that you have to pay. Light bill, gas bill, water bill, any bill. And you got some bills that are, weekly. So that's a dividend every week hitting somebody's bank account straight up. I don't know about you, but niggas gonna have to stop monetizing off of that. And those codes will stop the monetization and the securitization on all of that. So you want to monetize something, monetize your own shit, but being that you signed off on a contract that was fraudulent anyway, you gave it to them as a gift. So basically, you're going to have to go back in and tell them this is not a gift. Straight up. You have to tell them it's not a gift because you already signed the contract. You can get out of the contract because basically, I don't know what to tell people, but I just gave you the answer straight up. I just gave you a serious answer. You got to get down with the gold. You got to get down with the silver. Straight up. You want that gold account? Y'all need to hit us up 407-300-5377. This is the United States Private Enterprise Free State. We got mad public announcements, my people. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Constitution, treaty, international law. Okay, straight up. You know what I'm saying? State constitutions. You got state treaties, state constitutions. You got international treaties. You got all types of treaties. And that's the treaties that we stand on right now, straight up. You want to stand, then you're going to have to stand. Standing is, not being afraid. You know what I'm saying? Securities Act of 1933. It's fraudulent. Okay? Securities Act of 1933. And what did the code say? 12 USC 378. It said after the expiration of the year after June 16, 1933, it shall be unlawful. So the Securities Act of 1933, anything that came after the Securities Act of 1933 is unlawful. Straight up. I'm not saying this. The law is saying this. Straight up. Trust Indenture Act of 1939, unlawful. Investment Company Act of 1940, unlawful. Investment Advisors Act of 1940, unlawful. You know what I'm saying? It is so many unlawful acts within the banking and the securities game that it is all unlawful. Straight up. Title 13 U.S. Code 2381, Oath of Office. Okay. They have an oath of office that all of the offices have to follow. Straight up. So, police department, courthouses, any governmental jobs, any state jobs, they all have under Title 18, U.S. Code Title 18, USC Code Title 18, 2381, Oath of Office. Go read it. They have an oath of office that they must uphold, straight up. So, my people, who owns New York? The people of New York own the state of New York. The people of New York own the state of New York. Okay? So if you got a New York certificate of birth, then you are a shareholder, which is an owner of New York. Straight up. That's why you are a state national, state citizen. It doesn't really matter, but you own New York, nigga. You own New York, and that goes for any of the 50 states. They own fucking New York, straight up. So, my people, y'all need to read your constitution. You need to read your state constitutions. You need to read your treaty. You need to read the constitution. You need to become aware of certain things so that you will know what the hell is going on, how to protect and defend your rights. Because if you don't protect and defend your rights, then you have no rights. And that's why they can sit up here and, get away with murder for over 500 years. Okay? It's crazy. You got to really laugh at this shit, straight up. If you're not laughing at this shit, then you picking up arms and you're going to take your shit like a cowboy. Straight the fuck up. People, Minnesota 220 rule, Minnesota 213 rule, Minnesota rule 220, Minnesota rule 213. You know what I'm saying? So you need to go look that up. Straight up. You always need to be creating a public record at anything you do, because the record is what follows you. You still can be private, but some things have to be made public, my people. Straight up. 26 CFR 601.602. Tax forms and instructions. W4T form. Law is on the form. It's the law that's on the form that you want from the WT. It's not the WT form to fill out. It's the law that's on the form. 26 CFR 31.3402. Voluntary withholding agreement. Okay. Legal Tender Act. Okay. 225/1862. That is unlawful. Anything after 1933, my people, dealing with banks, money, securities, shit like that, is all unlawful. It's unlawful, all of it. You know what I'm saying? Redeem in lawful money. Straight up. You need a stamp. Redeemed in lawful money. Redeem in lawful money. You need a stamp. Straight up. HR 240 Legal Tender Act, February 25, 1862. From gold to greenbacks, a form of money that courts of law are required to recognize as satisfactory payment for any monetary debt, authorizing the creation of paper money not redeemable in gold or silver, helping courts determine whether a debt has been satisfactorily paid. Unlawful. It was after 1933. It is now unlawful. These niggas, they have to give back all the money they have stolen. It's unlawful. So, what else we got, my people? 1964, Federal Reserve, bank copyright, trademark. That shit is unlawful. So it's a lot of shit that now when you start checking dates and you apply that that USC code, you can say unlawful now because it's after 1933. So it's unlawful. Code of Federal Regulation, CFR 31.3402, parentheses F, parentheses 1, -1. So basically, computational procedures. So everything now, you must check the date, especially if it's dealing with banking. If it's after 1933, it's unlawful. So all the shit they've been doing is unlawful. Everything is crazy. It's all deaded. Y'all people, it's all deaded. It's a computer running this shit. They know that people are really not smart. They know people are consumed with their own lives. They're not going to be reading about anything. They're just going to follow the trend of what's been happening from day one, or from what they was taught in a public school system that gave no shit about you. Then, for real, just taught you some bullshit. Just taught you how to sign a contract. Don't read it. Just sign here. Sign body X. Didn't the teacher tell you? You sign body X. So that's all that's been going on, my people. So how do you stop this? Stop taxes and voluntary tax withholdings. Affidavit based off of law, okay? Pursuant to 26 CFR 31.3402, parentheses F, parentheses 2. Notice to withdraw, terminate, blank, blank, tax withholding agreement with blank, blank company. No more federal taxes will no longer be taken from blank, blank's paycheck. You are not to withhold any more state or federal taxes pursuant to 26 CFR 313402 P2. I blank no longer volunteer W-4 federal and state taxes to be taken from my paycheck every whatever day you get paid. Voluntary withholding agreement, employees withholding certificate affidavit. So it's a voluntary withholding agreement, employees withholding certificate affidavit. That's what you need to stop this, involuntary tax withholdings. So, my people, wake up. Voluntary withholdings agreement, what is it? So you got pursuant CFR 313402 P-1. W-4 withholding certificate in accordance with 3402F terminate on a specific date. Name, address, social number, employee, your name is making the request, name and address of employer, statement from employee desires, withholding of federal income tax and applicable of qualified state individual income tax terminated from being taken from my paycheck each week on the start date when you want this to start. So basically, you have to have that in this involuntary tax withholding affidavit. So get at me, 407-300-5377, if you need some more information on this stop taxes. You want your whole paycheck, you can get it. But, it is what it is. And it's how you move through the system. So, my people, are you the straw man or are you the private people? Are you the natural or are you the straw man? It depends on you. So, driving versus traveling. Okay? Driving versus traveling. Licensing versus the right to travel. A jurisdiction issue. Jurisdiction is the key. If a sign doesn't comply with the guide, it's deemed non-existent and has no legal force, meaning there is no law in effect, making the summons null and void. Case, Washington versus Port, highlighting jurisdiction issues. Maxim is that free people have the right to travel on roads provided by their servants for that purpose using ordinary transportation. Licensing cannot be required of free people as it requires surrendering a right. The driver's license can only be required of those who use highways for trade, commerce, or hire if they earn a living on the road and use extraordinary machines. If you're not using the highways for profit, you cannot be required to have a driver's license. A brief support of notice for dismissal for lack of jurisdiction is presented, stating the public's right to use public roads has been forgotten. Personal liberty is the most sacred of liberties. This fundamental right encompasses the freedom to enjoy life and liberty, which is enshrined in various constitutions and not derived from U.S. Constitution. Personal liberty is regarded as inalienable, just like the right to private property. At its core, personal liberty consists of the right to locomotion, the ability to move freely and go wherever one pleases, subject only to the needs of others. This includes the right to travel on public highways by horse, drawn carriage, wagon, or automobile. One's right to transport their property in a reasonable manner is not a privilege that can be revoked at will, but rather a constitutional guarantee. Under this protection, individuals may move freely along public highways and in public places as long as they don't conduct themselves in an orderly as long as they conduct themselves in an orderly and decent manner. They are protected not only in their person but also in their safe conduct, free from imprisonment or restraint unless by. So, my people, straight up, um you got the saving suitors clause. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, it is your right to travel how you choose to travel, but you must record it and it must be on record straight up. So, you know, the Fifth Amendment, that is the right to travel. So go and read that in the Constitution. The Supreme Court has ruled that a there's a fundamental right to travel. You in the states, and you do not need a driver's license to do so. Operating a motor vehicle, in your personal capacity, is a right, not a privilege, and you don't need a license because in the Constitution, Congress has no right to license. Straight up. None of that. They don't have the right to license. Therefore, they don't have the right to tell you that you need a license under them. They have no right. They have no right. And it's in the Constitution. But you have to enforce the Constitution. And if you don't enforce the Constitution, then you're not an American. You're letting a foreign entity rule you. And a foreign entity does not rule anybody that has their own court and state, their own bank, their own post office, their own everything. No one has the right. Okay. Each state has the right to license for themselves within their little jurisdiction. But no state can tell you you have to get a driver's license, and that the driver's license that you create for yourself is not right. They don't have it's fraudulent. What they have to say, they call your identification fraudulent. If you're a state, country, whatever, nation, state, you have the right to create your own ID. You have the right to create your own birth certificates, hospitals, whatever. You have the right to do that. It's in the Constitution. And if you don't exercise that right, then you will be forever trapped in their bullshit, in their whatever they renationalized everybody off of. So basically, you have to invoke your Constitution, you know what I'm saying, for the United States, for America, and call all public servant official bonds that you have taken an oath to the Constitution for this United States of America. And I am expressing that all you public servants work for we, the people, and we are the people that voted you in, and we The people are the beneficiaries, and you have a bond that says you have to perform. You have to invoke the oath of office. You know what I'm saying? Republic, form of government. You got to call their oaths of office. That is the only way that they hear what you're saying. To go outside and march and protest is bullshit. Why waste your time? They don't hear nothing. They're not even looking at you when you marching and protesting. They're too busy trying to make the next dollar off of the next dumb ass. So, to prove that you are competent and not just an idiot, you will have to invoke the Constitution for the United States for America and call all public servant official bonds that you have taken an oath to the Constitution for the United States of America, and that I am expressing that all you public servants work for we the people, and we are the people that voted you in, and we are the beneficiaries, and you have the bond that says you have to perform. They have to perform, my people. Invoke the oath of office, republic, form of government. You got to call their oaths of office straight up. Now, you know, a lot of people need that child support shit. 42 USC code 666. Procedures to improve effectiveness of child support enforcement. So all them people that's on that child support, there you go. You got the code 42 US code 666. Procedures to improve effectiveness of child support enforcement. So, niggas got notice of liability. Yo, do you have notice of liability for your automobile? You need to file that on a UCC, okay, in your state, wherever you live or wherever the automobile is located. And then you got to file it in another state, okay, the international hub. I'm not even going to say it. So you have to have an affidavit right to travel, or right to travel affidavit. Affidavit right to travel. Public records notice. I express all rights. I am the highest authority over me, myself, and I, which is the entity, which is we, the people. I am one of we, the people. Your name, your appellation. So, with prejudice after your name, without recourse, non pro tunc, in perpetuity, all rights reserved. Straight up. It's as simple as that. It's a public records notice that you are given an affidavit for the right to travel. So you could put a whole lot of in there. I don't require a driver's license from the state, whatever state you're in, to travel. I do not require an automobile registration or an automobile insurance or an automobile anything. And you have to present a bond of full liability. And the bond of full liability is going to have to come from a surety company. So that is how you're going to have your affidavit of right to travel, because you're taking full responsibility of anything that happens on the road as you travel. And no, you're not traveling in commerce, you're traveling. So, affidavit, right to travel, straight up, notice of liability. You know what I'm saying? And you need to present a bond of full liability. A bond of full liability. And that is the notice of liability that you give to everybody. Sheriff, everybody. You put it up on the UCC, it normally trickles down. Takes a while to trickle down, but it will trickle down into the departments. So, what else we going to talk about, my people? Because it's a lot on the agenda. The United States private enterprise free state is at the beck and call of the people, giving service and remedy to those that need it. And we all need what I'm talking about. So you're going to have to rewind this video and listen to it again and again and again, because I dropped so many jewels on this. I gave you $1,000,000. Fuck it. I gave you $1,000,000,000, a $1,000,000,000 worth of game. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? I gave you game on this. You're going to have to rewind the tape and listen, because I dropped so much game. You know, they talk about a tribal trust. Okay? So, a tribal trust. Get at me if you need to set a tribal trust up, because I got the right and the proper secure way to set a tribal trust up. Okay? Straight up. Now, you want to reclaim those securities? ReclaimYourSecurities.com, my nigga. ReclaimYourSecurities.com. Straight up. I'm giving you $1 trillion worth of game, my people. Y'all need to be picking up on this and running. So, what other game I got for y'all today? It's a lot of game out there, my people. For real. What about your status? Well, I am an American national. I'm an American national citizen. I'm a state citizen. I'm all of that. Because you will not strip me of my naturalization, of being naturalized here on the land and not lost at sea. So, to all my people that are lost at sea, big up to y'all if you waking up and you swimming back to shore to reclaim your goods. Straight up, you got to reclaim your goods. UCC 9-109I, personal property. UCC 1-308, all rights reserved. Contracts that create a security interest. Private international law, and international law supersedes state law. Declaration and what does that say? Declaration and international law always supersedes national law. Customary international law is part of 6 U.S. Law 5, Constitution Article 6, Debt Supremacy Oaths Amendment 8, Cruel and Unusual Punishment. So, my people, are you peeping what I just said? You really got to wake up to this next level, because in the next level is treasury time. You will start to collect your treasury. Treasury meaning all the currency that must flow back to the principal. Straight up. All your currency has to flow back to you. Straight up. Straight up. All your currency flows back to you. You got an affidavit, called plea by affidavit. That's for traffic tickets. So your plea by affidavit would be not guilty. So a allodial title, is given when you buy it. Straight up. That's true allodial title. When you buy it, my people. So if you buy a BC, you own it. Okay. What else we got going on here, my people? This is the United States private enterprise free state with another public announcement. We are about to get up out of here, my people, because we have dropped so much, so much, so much on you today. We have given you $1 million worth of motherfucking game. Straight up. Urban motherfucking game. Caribbean game. You know what I'm saying? New Yorker game. Straight up. American game, nigga. State, national game. State, citizen game. We are giving you so much game. You know what I'm saying? We gave you $1 trillion worth of game, my nigga. Wake up to the fact that you have been hijacked, hoodwinked, and bamboozled. If you need help, 407-300-5377. We are here to assist you. We got that private bankers class. We got that postmaster class. We got that secured party class. We got that judge class. We got that what else? We got the we got the CPN kit. You need a CPN kit. We got it. We got that. We got that. We got that. We got that. We got you covered. We got them consultations. If you need a consultation, we got you covered. You need to, you know what I'm saying? You need some help with any of this, process. We got you covered because that's what we do here at the United States Private Enterprise Free State, my people. The place is packed right now. I mean, the private chat is banging. These niggas is off the chain private chat. So, my people, let me see. You got any questions? What? You got to get at me with that question right there. 407-300-5377. Yep, that's in the private chat. Yeah. So my people, we got some fresh, hot off the bank, bang, that's gonna put the bank back into your bank. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? You got to get at the state on that. 407-300-5377. We you got to be moving this currency. Learn how to move the currency. Straight up. It's easy. Learn how to bond yourself. Learn how to do this, learn how to do that. You can learn some stuff when you put your mind to it. All you need is the foundation, my people, and that's how you rise up in the midst of all of this shit. You can rise to the highest. You can soar like the eagle. You can soar like the phoenix. You know what I'm saying? You can hover like a ship. Straight up. You always want to be the best at what you do and the greatest at your success. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. It ain't even about being the braggadocious. And it's not about who got the most dookiest chain on their neck. It's never been about that. Because that dookie chain can get snatched, my nigga. Snatched quick. Now, if you really want to get down with the knowledge that uplifts and takes you into a whole nother level of consciousness, my people, Learn how gold is sliced up and spent. You know what I'm saying? See it in real time. Okay? It's on a screen how they slice the gold up as you spend it on your debit card. Okay? Every time you spend $1, the gold gets sliced a little thinner. The more money you spend digitally using your gold, the thicker the cut gets, the slice. So you see why and how they would ingest monatomic gold. You can ingest it in gold chips, and it's real, my nigga, it's real. Or you can ingest it in liquid form, straight up. You know, you can buy the gold, but you have to buy a gold nugget, like for $100, a quarter of a gold, little piece of square gold of high quality. You're going to get that piece of gold and just leave it in water. That will be the gold water that you drink. You can do the same thing with a very small piece of silver. Leave it in your drinking water, preferably a glass jar. Now, that's silver water, that's gold water. You can, if you want to get platinum, you can buy a little piece of platinum and make that your platinum drinking water. You see how this is done, my people? Being that the water has been contaminated, you have to now create your own resource of clean, natural resources of H2O. Your own clean water is now you having to purchase the precious metals to get all of the minerals and vitamins that you need naturally. Naturally, you can even buy crystals and drop those crystals in the drinking water that you're going to drink. Because the more these types of waters you get in you, the less you want to eat solid food. That is why, it's deep on how you can come out of the hijacked state of the system. We're going to talk about coming out the hijacked and the hoodwinked and the bamboozled. The way that you come out of it is I just expressed it to you. You have to reinvent and recreate your natural resources of drinking water, of growing your own food. And now they make it where you can grow your own food inside your own apartment, wherever you are. Doesn't matter, you can grow your own food. So, you got to really wake up to what you really can do instead of pondering on what you can't do. Because that's where they always want you, is in the you can't state. But the you can't state can't do nothing. It doesn't move forward. It's stopped in fear. So fear, you got to get over it, because all of that shit, nothing of that fear is, it's not real. None of it is real. And when you wake up and see, like, there are some people that can test time. They just test the system, or they'll just test the natural reality of God standing in front of an oncoming car. Some people will just test it. Some people survive shit like that because the car may go straight through them, Or it may be intercepted by an angel. You know, somebody had told me a story where they was on some type of bridge, they told me, and that it was a car accident. They got hit from behind. Their car flew and it was a packed bridge, but their car flew somehow all the way on the side of the road, and they had no scratches, no dents, nothing. I mean, and the back of the car wasn't even damaged, but they got hit and the car flew. That's some deep shit, because that was divine intervention. And it's like shit like that, when it happens, you be like, that's wild. So it's on us, we the people, to stand up and change our method. If you don't want to drink their water, then you're going to have to remake their water. Some people they install all new water systems in their house. They have wells that they pump their water from. That's why they buy the property that has a well, because a well has water under it. You know what I'm saying? Some people buy properties that have mines under it because they going digging for the natural resources. And most of the time, to buy property with mines on it is a lot of money. More money. Anything with water under it, what are we going to do? Fish? So my people, this is the United States private enterprise free state. We done dropped you $1 trillion worth of game. 407-300-5377. Y'all could get at the state, United States private enterprise free state, with another public announcement.